On the eve of President Obama's address to the nation on Syria, a possible breakthrough on the crisis tonight. The White House says it will consider a proposal that could put off a military strike. ABC 7 News reporter Lillian Kim is in the newsroom tonight with the story. Lillian?
Dan, President Obama and Syria's foreign minister are embracing a proposal that Russia came up with. It calls for Syria to place its chemical weapons under international control.
Is military strike on pause?
Absolutely.
In an interview with ABC's Diane Sawyer, President Obama said while the proposal put forth by the Russians appears promising, the threat of military action against Syria needs to stay on the table.
I don't think that we would have gotten to this point unless we had maintained a credible possibility of a military strike.
These latest developments came as support in Congress for a resolution authorizing force was slipping. Tonight, Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid said he's postponing the vote that was planned for Wednesday. All of this is good news for the dozens of protesters who gathered outside the federal building in San Francisco. This was one of nearly 200 demonstrations across the country tonight aimed at putting pressure on lawmakers.
We're barely out of Iraq and Afghanistan, and now we're planning to bomb to smithereens yet another Middle East country. That's wrong.
The president hopes to convince the American public otherwise in a nationally televised address tomorrow. Janine Zakaria is a guest lecturer at Stanford and a former Middle East correspondent for The Washington Post. She says the clock for Mr. Obama to make his case is ticking.
Right now, everybody's talking about Syria. Are we going to strike? Should we strike? 1,400 dead. If you wait 6 months, are you going to have a chance of convincing the American public of the necessity?
The president has his work cut out for him. An ABC News Washington Post poll says nearly 2/3 of Americans oppose military action against Syria. Lillian Kim, ABC 7 News.
Now, we will carry the president's address tomorrow night. You can see it live here on ABC 7 News at 6 o'clock.